going to try to talk through a quick Roux solve. So the way I do it, after a scramble, the first thing I look for is the green-white edge piece. And then I hold the cube so that it's on the DL edge, as they say, down and left. And then I look for the green, orange, white corner and the green, red, white corner and their respective edges. And what you do is you build a block here. So you kind of just do this intuitively. This is in the wrong spot. It has to be here for the green to be facing the right way. I'm going to put these two into place because they're actually already paired up. So I put those there, and then I can rotate this edge. Oh, actually, I'm going to put the center correct first so that the green center lines up. I'm going to rotate this edge and then turn this into place and then put that edge back. Then I have a square. So I have to do the same with the red-green corner and red-green edge. So there's the corner. I can put it in by itself, but it's usually better to put them in together. Looks like it's in the back. Yep. Okay. I want these to match up, so right now they don't. So what I can do is take this out of the way, move that, put that back, and then they match up. So then again, I put it like one away from where it goes, move this edge, put that there, put that there. And this is what they call the first block, and that's done. Because I started on green, the other side's blue, just because that's how the cube works. Green and blue are opposite sides. So then, first thing I want to do is find the blue white edge. Make sure white's facing up. If it's not, like if it's like that, you can just use an M move, flip the middle layer. And if it's not on the M, like if it's right there and you see it, you just put it in the center and flip it like that. And then you put it on this right edge and just do 2 turns so that white is on the bottom, blue is on the side. So then these line up like with the green over here before. So now I want the blue red or the blue orange and then their edges. And you can like match them up on the top. I'll start with the blue red. So I'm going to move that corner and put that back. So that's on the bottom again, but now my blue red's up here. And the edge is over here. So same thing. Move that up and then put that back. So now I need these to match up. Because the different colors are facing up, what I can do here is just flip the middle and then they're next to each other and they match up. The way I solve it, the red's always in the back and the orange in the front. So here I'll go like this. Let me show that better. Move this here and then that. Then put it back. And then I'm going to do the blue orange next. So there's the corner. There's the edge. So I'll move this to the front. Flip that up. Oh, they don't match. Which means they would match if the corner was over here and I flipped it one more time. So put that down, put that there. You don't want the white facing the outside there, which is why I did 2 turns instead of 1. Now I just flip the middle twice, and those are next to each other. And then again, you take the edge where you want it to be, you flip it up, put that there, put it back. So now the second block's done. First block, second block. Next you want to get 4 yellow corners on top. This is where it gets complicated. You use your first algorithm, what they call Sune. So RU, R prime, U, R, U2, R prime. And what you do is, if you have 1 yellow facing up, you put it in this like front left corner, like where it already is, and then you just do that algorithm. R U R prime U R U2 R prime. So my blocks are still okay. Now the corner's over here, there's still just one. So you put it back where it was. And then you do the algorithm again. Now I have 4. But now you got to see if they're correct. You look at these stickers. Those are correct. The blues are by the blues. But the other ones are wrong. So now what I'll do is I'll put that on the left so that that side's correct and this side is wrong. And then I'm going to do the T permutation. RU, R prime, U prime, R prime, F, R2, U prime, R prime, U prime, RU, R prime, F prime. And what that does is it permutates pieces in a T shape like that. So it will like fix these two edges. It'll also screw this one up, but it doesn't really matter yet. So I'll just do that quick. And now those are correct, and these are still correct, and you can see the other edges are correct. So now the next thing you do is what they call edge orientation, where you get good edges. You can have a white or a yellow facing up, but not the other colors. So these have to be flipped. Pretty much everything here, yeah, everything is going to be like, it moves like this, and like Hue moves. Here I got kind of a bad start where these two are like across from each other. Oh, that was it, okay. So now I have the case where 4 edges are wrong, I guess. So I'm just going to do M prime, U prime, M prime. When you have 2 like this, it can be in like any orientation. Put it so they're in the top and right, and then M prime, U prime, M prime, and then this is the arrow case. Most things turn into this case if they're not this case already. You point this towards the bad edge that's either here or here. This is yellow, so this is the bad edge, because it can only be a yellow or a white if it's the top or bottom. So then I turn this around so it points there, and then I do M prime, U prime, M prime. And now the edges are good. The next thing you do is fix your sides so that these are all like green and these are all blue and so on. So here they're just in each other's spots, so I can just flip them upside down, turn this twice, put them back. So now I have the green and the blue, and I just have to put these in place. This is kind of intuitive, but you like push the piece the opposite way you want it to go. Like this should be on the red side, but on the bottom, so I want it to go here. So I push it away, and then you turn the U side twice, and then you push it back. And like there, that's done. Like if I were to do that again to the solved cube, you can see what it does. So I'll swap the orange yellow with the orange white basically. So I push that away, 2 U-turns, push it back. Now the orange white's there and the orange yellow's there. And this stuff getting messed up only matters a little, because if you solve these two and they're all that's left, the worst you're going to get is you're like a couple turns away from solving it. It's never going to like screw up your edges you already solved. You might just have to go like that a few times. So yeah, you find your green-white edge piece, match it with the center, put these pieces here basically however you want for the first block. And then the second block's just a little harder because you have to not screw up this block, which means like you pretty much can't do any L moves, and you want to be careful with like B moves. Or not B moves, D moves. Or if you do them, you gotta make sure the pieces go back. And you have to learn these two algorithms. This part in parentheses is called the sexy move. It's part of like a bunch of algorithms. So that's probably worth learning too. It's just that. And if you do it 6 times, your cube goes back to how it was. And with the T permutation, that's kind of easy to practice on a solved cube too, because if you do it twice, it goes back to how it was. But this is a super long one. So there you can see everything solved except this T shape. The centers don't move, but it's like you just imagine that's part of the T, but that's obviously not going to move. So I'll do it again. And then it's solved again. So if you have a solved cube, which you should be able to get hopefully, then you can just practice the T perm by doing it over and over, and it'll just keep going back to normal if you're doing it right. The Sune, I can't remember how you get back to how you were doing it, like how many times or whatever. I don't know if it's like 2, 3 or more. That one's like, it starts out similar to the sexy move, but then it changes a little bit. On any move with a 2 in it, you can do clockwise or counterclockwise. It's the same just because of how cubes work. Like there's green, there's blue, there's green. It doesn't matter which way you do it. Alright, that should be about it.